You know, she watches television herself, and so she insists on some dogs out there in the audience. If you have a pooch who's a member of your family, invite him in. Let your dog have a front row seat, because this hour is going to be all about dogs and the wonderful things they do.
Cute little rascals. Goochie, 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 goo.
In Walt Disney's Lady and the Tramp, we see the full gamut of domestication, from wolf to tramp to lady.
Oh, how sweet.
You like her, darling?
Oh, I love her. What a perfectly beautiful little lady.
So people started to think about, well, how could dogs happen? We know that dogs and wolves are incredibly closely related, and that basically at some point dogs evolved from wolves. Well, it just so happens that wolves and humans' diet completely overlaps. And so if you're a wolf, it's like, I don't know, should I go chase a deer, or should I sneak into the human's garbage pit at night and eat the garbage that's already there? And if you're not afraid and you're not aggressive towards humans, then you can successfully do this. And so it would favor wolves that are essentially friendly towards people. And over many generations, you select for a population of wolves that are really different than the average wolf that's going to chase muskox or elk or caribou or deer or whatever else it is. And so that's how you could potentially have self-domestication. You could have wolves become much friendlier and much more dog-like in their behavior, basically by accident.
Have you noticed, darling? Since we've had Lady, we see less and less of those disturbing headlines.
The tramp literally lives on the wrong side of the tracks. That is to say, the wrong side of the wolf.
Some fun, eh, kid? Hey, what's going on in there?
What's that?
That's the signal to get going. Come on.
So, well, what I would say, though, is that I do think your continuum is right, meaning thinking about what's the difference between lady and a tramp. And I think where lady and tramp fit in really nicely is, in terms of what we know scientifically about the evolution of dogs, is that, tramp seems to represent a dog that definitely is self-domesticated.
Haven't you a family?
One for every day of the week. The point is, none of them have me.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
It's simple. You see, hey.
He lives near and around people. He doesn't like people. He doesn't want to be dependent on people. But he is, because he lives in a city and he's eating garbage, and if there are no people, there is no tramp.
I've always had some kind of dog around. In fact, when I was a boy delivering papers back in Kansas City, I had a whole army of them. I used to buy bologna, and all along my paper route, I'd have dogs waiting for me, and the bologna. They were all mongrels and moochers, but good pals just the same.
You have a lady, on the other hand, that is not only is she self-domesticated, but she's a specific breed of dog. Now, dog breeds, as we know them, the several hundred dog breeds that exist, they've only existed for 150, 175 years maximally. So she represents one of these dog breeds that has actually artificially been bred very carefully by people over many generations to be what she is, and for potentially either her looks or for a specific function, and certainly to be part of the family.
La la loo, la la loo, and may love be your keeper. La la loo, la la loo, la la loo.
And so, of course, what happens is she finds out that there are two kinds of dogs. That there is this other self-domesticated dog that probably hasn't been bred for looks and to be part of a family. and that, you know, the self-domesticated dog has, you know, sort of this still is a little bit more wolf-like in its view of the world.
Oh, oh dear.
Is something wrong, Pidge?
It's morning.
Yeah. So it is.
I should have been home hours ago.
Why? Because you still believe in that ever faithful old dog tray routine? Oh, come on, Pidge. Open up your eyes
Open my eyes.
to what a dog's life can really be. Show you what I mean. Look down there. Tell me what you see.
Well, I see nice homes with yards and fences.
Exactly. Life on a leash. Look again, Pidge. Look, there's a great big hunk of world down there with no fence around it. But two dogs can find adventure and excitement. And beyond those distant hills, who knows what wonderful experiences. And it's all ours for the taking, Pidge. It's all ours.
It sounds wonderful.
But
But who'd watch over the baby?
you win. Come on. I'll take you home.
And then it's fun to think, though, about if you did the cross-rearing experiment. And this is why I think Lady and the Tramp is such an interesting movie, because if Tramp had been raised like Lady, I think Tramp would have probably been fine.
He's a tramp, but they love him. Breaks a new heart every day. He's a tramp, they adore him, and I only hope he'll stay that way.
He may have occasionally had some aggression problems, but he probably would have been fine. He's probably capable of being in the family.
What's wrong, Pidge?
A rat.
Where?
Upstairs. In the baby's room.
How do I get in?
The little door. On the porch.
I mean, that's been one of the fun things about what I've done together with all my colleagues is we've sort of rediscovered dogs as a really important subject matter if you're studying the biological basis of behavior. If you want to understand human nature, you know, most people would say, oh, we should go study primates. But actually, Darwin started The Origin of Species. The first chapter is all about domestication.
They've got their mother's eyes.
But there's a bit of the father in them, too.
People knew about artificial selection and breeding dogs, and all he was saying is that's going on in nature. And that's exactly what, you know, essentially has replicated in our own work, is we've studied dogs and said, look what's happened to them in their psychology. If that happened to dogs, couldn't it have happened to other species? Maybe it even happened to people. Exactly.
All right, everybody, watch the birdie. Steady now. Hold it.